Thank you for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Could you please introduce yourself and your company?
Hello, my name is Krzeszowski. We do carbon credits and green data validation from EAAS.
Could you tell me a little bit about the history of your company? When did you get started? How did you have this idea?
I started my experience or adventure with blockchain 2018 early.
Ooh, the bear market.
Yeah, the bear market. Actually, even it was a fun year because 2017 I was trying to get in when everything was like just crawling into the right direction or not right direction. We didn't know. Like BTC for 15K was like top.
Yeah.
But basically, saying that took my attention, especially the market was early, and early market is always a chance. And chance is everything.
Yeah. So you recognized it in 2018
Yes.
as an early market.
Yes, but then attention economies, the social credit economies and carbon credits and all validation from ESG, sustainability is the next thing, but no one knew that time what will be next thing, how we're going to use blockchain, and what is adoption model, what is Web3 or Web3. We didn't hear about Web3.
Yeah, no, that name wasn't there yet. So your company, EAAS Global, what exactly do you do? Could you break it down for us?
Yeah, we harvest data.
Okay.
Actually, we record eventful data.
Mm-hmm.
The first V1 adoption is a mobile app, which we launching in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Because Japanese are the most strict and most valid in terms of environmental recognition.
Okay.
And they care about this. And this is a big influence over the Asia, and we believe that the Japanese are the good example.
Okay.
So we validate data, and this data is rewarded for every user. It doesn't matter if they are B2B or B2C users.
Okay.
So we give rewards for the data they share.
And what kind of data are you monitoring?
Actually, we're monitoring and recording. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Three types of data. Action data, your environmental actions. Behavioral data, how you plan your life. And also DePIN data, which you have a hardware, which is going to be very soon public. From your energy pollution, energy also consumption, plus energy production, which matters. We can be balanced, but we need to have a real data.
Yeah. So let's take each one of those individually. The first one you said action data. Can you give me an example?
Yes. The app asks you how you commute today.
Okay. It'll ask you every day.
No. First they ask you, but then after the second day, they just ZK prove that.
Okay.
Otherwise, when your behavioral data not prove it, not recorded, we're not going to ask you again. As far as you're conscious about the green action matters. The beginning was ESG reporting, but ESG reporting is for company use. But we rather say like we all aware, and we all environmentalists, but we're not aware of how much we matter.
Okay.
So that's why there's a reward cover.
I see.
So there's action data.
I see. And then you said the
Behavioral.
The second one is behavioral. So can I have an example of that?
So it's simple. Like in your app, you see how much you're using your phone and what time of the phone is chargeable.
I see.
Like if you charge during the day, especially the sunny one,
better.
Actually, the cost of energy is zero anywhere in the world. Is a sunny day. That much cost of transferring is much more. So we're keeping this fossil oils and everything because we would like to charge in the evening.
Right. Yeah.
We don't need to charge in the evening, even your Tesla.
Right. Yeah.
So we don't need to charge in the evening, even your Tesla.
Okay.
But basically saying that's important what you're doing.
Okay. And then the last one, which is DePIN. This would be, I'm assuming, like a device is reporting data on your behalf.
Yes, but the most important part is we believe is only 5% of the data.
Oh, really?
Not everyone is able to produce own electricity, but everyone is able to record how much electricity is using. So we have two types of DePIN. First is like touch DePIN. You don't need any integration in your cables. So you just measuring the energy you're creating and you're using, and it's giving a proper blockchain validation how you live.
Okay.
So it's live data. And the second part for the bigger producers over 5 kilowatts is normal touch with fully valid by electrician norms.
Right, I gotcha. And so you monitor and collect this data. and you store it on the blockchain? I mean, how does this...
Not Web3.
Yeah.
We can store data.
Yeah.
We would like to sample data, ZK data, and also predict data, which why we're using AI to that part. But we can store it. I think it's not good.
Yeah, right. How does the blockchain get in?
So all the data samples are validated, sorry for that, by blockchain.
Yeah.
So as far as you're proving the action, the data stays with you.
Okay.
We know that most people not recognize the value in the data they created.
That's right.
And that's a game for the big guys. Whatever you create, I'm happy that you don't know what you create and where is the value.
Yeah, and then they take it.
Yes, I didn't want to say that, Katri. But I also believe the big guys would like to give you back your data, but then it needs to be change of the model and change of the digging the data, just harvesting. AI will be different, but it's coming. For sure it's coming.
I see. And so you sample the data.
Yes.
And then what do you do with that?
So we predict your behavior and predict your actions based on this, what you gave us, biggest sample of people, and we push you to game. So we gamify or whisper you what to do.
I see.
So to be more conscious and be more effectiveness, and effectiveness rides you into rewards.
Right.
And these rewards you can get. It may be $5, maybe $10. Maybe for some well-developed economies it's not much. But for reporting is a lot. But for not well economies, emerging ones, $5, $10 passive income is a lot.
The rewards are fiat rewards, or
it's basically saying we're saying you gathering the carbon credit.
Okay.
From these rewards, but you getting this carbon credit not as transferable. We're buying back from you and giving you fiat and token of your choice. Onboarding you to exchange, we're not gonna reveal, but it's big one.
Okay.
Or onboarding you straight to the wallet. And we predict the wallet onboarding or on-ramping will be maybe 5-10%. People rather want to store, or even you can donate. Some areas are not well conscious about the environmental issues, so they rather off-ramp to the fiat.
Right.
And if they see the value in the actions, this $5, $10 or $20, depends on how much the village is performing.
Right.
Matters.
Yeah. So I get what this means for the user, right? For someone using your app, right? They want to do better for the environment, and they offer up samples of their data and then get nudged into better behavior. What is it for you for EAAS Global or EAAS Global?
Yes.
What's the?
We gather the data and we off-ramp it like a carbon credit from, let's say, balancing, offsetting, and actually selling to the scope 3 of carbon credits creation. Most of the companies around the world would like to buy from us the carbon credits which are fully validated by blockchain.
Oh, interesting.
And there is no much adoption in that model. Everyone wants to create the carbon credits by seeding the tree. And the tree is East Sudan or South Sudan, and is already dry there.
Right.
But the tree was seeded. I'm not saying they're cheating. I'm saying it's not actually the same part of the world where the pollution was created. So the balancing and offsetting matters, and especially there is a market for this, as far as we can prove by data that the real people trying to be green, and there is a real market in potential of selling that carbon credits for the big companies and small companies, because they need to report that anyway.
Okay. It seems to me that I am a little ignorant on the scope of carbon credits.
Yes, they are social credits.
Yeah. So carbon credits, as I knew it, was more about things that you were talking about, like planting trees or
lovely,
or actually capturing carbon or things like that. But there's also obviously a social component to.
I think from the social part, we need to start always.
Yeah.
The ESG is environmental social governance.
Yeah.
And people thinking, it's because I'm flying too much jets, or Taylor Swift is flying too much, that I need to sip my cocktail from this paper straw, which is lovely. But it doesn't matter. It matters like what you're doing daily, the full scope of actions. And full scope of actions maybe not in effectiveness of energy. Let's say the United States can very low energy effectiveness. Let's say compared to European is C or D, not passing any norms. But they didn't stop.
Oh, sorry, one more time. So America is a C or D?
CO2 very low.
What is Europe in general?
A+.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What about Japan?
I think B.
Okay. Sick.
Because energy costs varies and people are forced to change. They wash machine and fridge, whatever, doing air conditioners.
Japan has terrible, I know Japan has some of the worst, what's it called, grades for home insulation.
Yes.
Like terrible. Anyway.
Yes, so the carbon credit is basically how you're going to measure your environmental impact. And it's every person who's going to have that, every company. So we're starting right now to selling to the companies. But sooner or later, you're going to have your own Web3 carbon credits wallets. And maybe you need to buy back some credits from other guys to fly.
Right.
But this is a taxation model.
Yeah.
So carbon credits, for example, in Korea cost $20 per ton.
Is it different for every country?
Yes. And that's funny.
Who decides that?
Country, because it's a competition tool.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
And so $20 Korea for South Korea, to be precise. $40, even higher a little bit in Japan. In China, you can guess. It is competition. $5, you close. And you can guess how much it costs in the United States because you're proper American.
I don't actually know.
But they're not competitive.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, I don't know, 10, 20?
100.
100?
Yeah. Do you want to have a competition tool in Europe? And it's 200.
Okay, so Europe would be the...
In the highest. So, but transferring this data is still not arbitrage. But giving this to the people is an arbitrage because we have a real person with real data, confirmed with real reward, and getting the real value. So the market sooner or later going to be balanced.
So just to dig in a little bit about more about carbon credits, because I'm a little ignorant about this.
Yep.
Each country chooses how competitive they want to be on these.
Yes.
And is the scope different for each company, each country, in terms of what they classify as a carbon credit or not?
The scope these days trying to be have a unification.
Okay.
But the unification is not this is not business for the country to have unified the measuring.
Okay.
Especially the problem is if you import from Japan to Europe or import to Japan to American markets. These markets looking for the real data, but most data is audited by saying, we see the trees and
we verify it.
We verify the trees are good and they're gonna grow for next 45 years. And it's lovely concept. Everyone loves trees. Everyone loves little chickens. So whatever animal you choose.
Dogs. Yeah.
Yes. But
cows.
Still, puppies are great. But still there is no impact and there is no real traction of that part.
You said that you are starting this in Japan?
Yes.
And you're starting this in Japan because you believe that the Japanese people are very conscious of this. But I thought you said Europe was the number one competitive
but
market.
we have regulator, EU Council, and this EU Council is regulated us to force us to be conscious.
Okay.
But
But the people maybe are not there yet.
Yes, but I give you an example. You know Italy a little bit. Have you been in Italy?
I have been, yeah.
The Lake Garda or Como, famous George Clooney house.
Yeah.
So right now, its impact so much you can't take any mortgage on the house in Italy, only when the house is BOA.
BOA, what is that?
BOA standard, the top two levels.
Okay.
So if the house is below B, no one gonna lend you money for that.
Wow.
And it's gonna
the banks are not allowed to.
Not allowed to.
Yeah.
So if you have a cash or Bitcoin, for sure you can do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think many guys can do it.
Right. You can't get a loan. So Japan is there's less regulatory enforcement, or
Japan is looking into be competitive towards and going towards the markets which are well developed in terms of environmental effectiveness. Because if Japanese can build the lift to the cosmic space, they already started.
Yeah.
You're aware of that. And not many people actually believing it's possible.
Yeah.
They want to build a model which is zero pollution.
Yeah.
And this is just a regulation. And this regulation is also giving a boost to the economy. And if Japanese economy looking for the change, the environmental impact is additional value.
Okay.
And the carbon credits is just showing the little what we can do by ourselves, and rewards also the little. But with the big scope is a lot.
Yeah. What are your next steps for your company?
China.
Oh, really?
China is next step.
Wow. Why?
No, we believe that China has the biggest impact of environmental change around the world.
Yeah.
They are the bigger producer of electrical batteries, bigger producer of photovoltaics panels, and bigger polluter in all coal and other electricity.
Yeah, I was about to say coal, and it's increasing.
Yes, of course, they're building new ones.
Yes,
actually.
Tons of new ones, right?
Yes,
50?
because they need the power.
Yes.
And they have a lot of coal source. So they want to still be independent, and they know it's impossible just win by solar panels.
Yeah.
So we believe in Tesla, which is a lovely car. But without the real power, you can't do that very fast.
Yeah.
So the coal will stay with us another 40 years, for sure. And atomic plants either.
Right.
Because you're going to charge in the night.
Yeah. People, yeah, it's convenient for people. So you commented that the Japanese people are very receptive to this kind of thing. Do you think that there's a culture of that in China as well?
Yes, but the motivation is different.
Okay.
The Japanese people are aware of environmental change. They want to keep the tuna still fat enough and close enough to eat it properly.
Yeah.
And also they don't care about $5 or $10 or $25. Even if we predict the tonneau in Japan gonna cost $100 to $200 very soon in 5 years.
Oh wow.
Why not? The economy can afford it.
Right.
But the good survey part, like the most Japanese don't want this money. They just want to donate for environmental NGOs, for anyone who can have a bigger impact. Because this money not change their part, but they happy to offload it and offset it to the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's powerful enough. But Chinese, they just gather this money together and sell it. But producers in China looking for this offset and carbon credits to report them for proper ESG and GEOS modeling and behavioral scope 3.
Very, very.
So the market is quite big.
Right. So I'm American.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I know, for the camera. What about America?
The regulation is crazy in America.
Can you please elaborate?
Yes, it's very simple. Americans are very into tax deduction. For a while, there's a long history about this. But Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, even the future or not future president, ex-president, they all well in tax deduction from carbon removal plants. There's the bigger market in America. They're more into carbon removal, so sucking from the air the CO2 and store it in the old mines, whatever you do.
Yeah.
The part is like this is actually green light for polluting more.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yes, you pollute, but we suck it.
Yeah.
And it's tax-free, so we suck it more.
I see.
So maybe it's not fair, but it's American way, and I believe in American way. But it's still challenging, so we cooperate with low carbon, neutral X.
Yeah.
And the American companies, Adam Newman and other guys, and they believe in the change.
Okay.
But tax deduction is everything in America.
I see. So it's a different model.
It is a different model, but offsetting and reporting will coming sooner or later because the chain of logistics will influence that from Europe, from Asia, because the carbon credits is let's say competition tool.
I see. Yeah.
And we believe in competition.
Yeah. See. So basically, Europe and Asia are going to lead the way,
of course,
and then America will be kind of
maybe forced, maybe not. Don't support America. Yeah. They don't like to be forced.
Or how about this? There'll be some profit motive.
Yeah,
and America will follow.
For sure.
Which we
now it's the profit motive is the tax deduction, which is like good enough.
Yeah.
For good cause, then we don't want a Chinese model, like money not drive everything in America. But let's say it doesn't matter what you do, money drive, donating, or tax deduction, as far as we're changing environmental welfare for better, we're happy.
Okay, cool. All right, so I have one last question, and it's more broadly about crypto and ESG-related projects. Could you give me in broad terms, how is the state of like crypto and ESG doing? Like, I don't know if it's like a flourishing ecosystem. Is it underdeveloped?
The market is still early stage. Crypto is early stage.
Obviously, yeah.
Blockchain is early stage, and validation in terms of a blockchain, ZK, AI prediction, behavioral prediction, everything what we gather the data, even RWAs, still early stage.
Yeah.
We don't want to be RWAs. We would like to be PEC on RWAs, but this is too crazy and we're too small.
Yeah.
And the big issuers sooner or later gonna get it. ESG is a regulatory model. ESG is mostly for B2B.
Okay.
So blockchain is still present there, and it's going to be present forever. But the reporting is still audit versus audit.
Right,
it's
right.
Just explanatory plus describatory.
Right, I gotcha.
So no yet hard data, but it follows. So for example, EU has a plan to 2030 to have a full hard data.
Okay.
So still 6 years to go.
Right.
So rest will follow or lead the way.
I see. So in your opinion, though, it sounds to me like crypto projects that are focused on kind of green solutions is within the crypto space is still a small part of that.
Exactly, because everyone like meme tokens on Solana, and that's a fast money. But the market will not change so fast into the real projects or real RWAs. Tokenization, AI, everything is, let's say, rush.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, we find out the rush overnight is done.
Yes.
And you've been there in the space for years. So building the long-term projects is building a long-term valuation.
Yeah.
And also is the connection between crypto, tokenization, and normal equity business.
Yeah.
So we have interest of computing power we have for quantum technology. So anything is not anymore so meme coin.
Right.
And we are not public yet. We're going to be public in a few months. So let's say it... when is the time?
Do you want to disclose that?
When is the time? Very soon.
All right, cool. All right, well, thank you very much. I've enjoyed this, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.